Hi, I'm Nicole, and you're watching Web3 TV on Phoenix Crypto TV 44.6. I have a guest today. Her name is Rachel, and she also goes by the name Crypto Finally. Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. I'm glad that I got to see you out in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that was nice. So the other 2 times that I've met you have both been in Canada at Crypto Chick and at Blockchain Futurist.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember Crypto Chicks who were hanging out with Ken.
Yeah, that was fun. I really enjoyed that conference, and just like the size of that was so great. It was so small.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was really fun. Absolutely.
And you were the MC for the main day of that conference this year, right?
Yeah, it was. So I did MC the Crypto Chicks conference. It was fun. Vitalik spoke. It was a really good turnout. I obviously enjoyed getting a chance to hang out with Ken. I had a bunch of good friends out there.
Yeah, I loved that one. It was great. So yesterday I was talking with Leah, Girl Gone Crypto, about women in the space and how uncommon it is. And I've also done a video with Amina, and now I'm getting to talk to you. So probably to viewers who are unfamiliar with cryptocurrency, it might not look like there's an imbalance, but there definitely is. So I was hoping that you could tell us how you got into cryptocurrency. Like, I've watched your video about helping to fuel mainstream adoption, and I know that there was one time when you're talking about some of the times that Bitcoin or cryptocurrency is mentioned in mainstream media, like in Silicon Valley or in television shows that were really not targeted toward women, towards a female viewership. So I'm wondering what happened that finally got you involved.
I actually did not hear about cryptocurrency via media or anything like that. I had friends who were involved in the space, which I think is a pretty common story these days, is that, you really have to have friends who introduce you to it, teach you, and really do get you involved. And that does have to do with the lack of media representation and portrayals of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin that exist right now in this time. But yeah, I had friends who come from a mainstream media background, same as I do, who came out to New York for Consensus and just introduced me to everything then. And I started working with them. I made educational blockchain content, and I've been involved ever since.
Yeah, and you said that was 2017, right?
2018, actually, I believe. Maybe I'm getting my years messed up. I know it's 2019, on the cusp of 2020 right now.
Okay, so now you make educational blockchain videos.
Now I make Bitcoin music videos, and I talk about media and the space. I made educational blockchain videos, very clearly educational blockchain videos. The stuff I do now is still educational, but I did that with a different channel called Cryptonaut. That's where I landed on that. Crypto Finally is a new project.
Okay. And it's a project that you've been working on for at least 6 months now, because that's what you were going by when I met you.
A year, since November, yeah.
Okay, so you make crypto music videos that are educational and entertaining.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Right? And then you do the conference circuit. So what do you do? That means traveling all around. And I recently read on your Twitter that you're moving back to New York, which means you're gonna go back to having a centralized location, or no?
I mean, I'm in New York right now. So yeah, I'm back in New York right now. I'm still traveling. I'm going to go out and hang out with Ken in Philadelphia. He's having a meetup out there with my friend Annalise this week. So I'm still traveling. I'm still going to go do crypto stuff. But yeah, I'm back in New York. I'm from New York originally. And so it's nice to be back in the city.
Great. Okay. So what's next on your crypto travel circuit? I know you just said you're going to Philadelphia to go to Ken's meetup. What else? I
really don't have much coming up right now. I know there's always a little bit of a lull in the winter around New Year's. I'm hoping to get out to Keynote in Miami in January, but I haven't sorted that plan out yet. I'm not solidified. I'm just sort of taking a step, being in New York, actually being in one place, trying to make stuff happen over here, and taking a little bit of a rest and like working on what I'm doing, making some new music videos, getting some new content out, that kind of thing.
Great. Yeah, I haven't seen a new one in a little while. Has it been a little while since there's been a new video?
No, actually I released a new audio video on my YouTube channel, I think like 2 or 3 days ago. So that's a completely new song. And then maybe a week or 2 before that, I released a new video. It's called Be Mine. It's a funny little cartoon.
Okay, great. I'm gonna have to check those out. So to try and help keep us focused just a little bit, I made a PowerPoint, and I can share it with you and then maybe get your input so that I can add to it. I know Leah gave me some really great ideas yesterday, and I would love to get some ideas from you too.
On a PowerPoint?
Well, yeah, it's really just an organizational tool, just for ideas for what we can do to help make crypto appealing to more people. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. All right, can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So really ask this question, like, why do we even care? And specifically why we care about bringing more women in the space is because it can be exhausting, because a lack of women slows the adoption rate and stifles innovation. And then, because the guys keep talking about it. And the crypto bros, like, what can we do both to bring more women into crypto and to help our brothers in crypto, because some of them face like really serious problems, and they'll post about it all the time, about having difficulty talking to women, being single. Essentially what they really say is unable to get laid because they can't talk about anything but Bitcoin.
Is this a real group of men? Did you put this together?
I found this photo. I found the photo.
Are they real?
It looks like they're individually cropped. Like, are they real people? Yeah.
Are the Coin Bros a thing? Like, are
they?
Oh,
you know what? Coin Bros podcast. Yes, it's a thing. Yeah, and they need some help, I think.
Yeah, maybe. This has got to be an old image. This is you built this. Okay, can we see the next slide?
Yeah. Okay. So,
I see.
Yeah, it's you. So
okay,
yeah. So one of the
I was gonna be stuck on the Coin Bros for a while. Okay. Okay.
All right, so I said one of the things that we can do is to create educational content to bring more people into crypto, and that's something that you do, that Leah does, that I do, that a lot of people do, right? Yeah. So that's something that is happening. I think the second point is something that I've added since yesterday, and that's trying to reach an audience that isn't already into crypto. We kind of live in this crypto echo chamber. I mean, at least I can't speak for anybody else. I know that I personally do, where I don't really have very many friends who aren't already somehow involved in the crypto space. Do you?
Who are not involved?
Yeah, or who are not involved or don't know anything about it.
I mean, yeah, I have friends, who ask me about what I'm doing in the crypto space. Like, they're not so heavily involved. But that's obviously not gonna help us reach global adoption. So
your friends who aren't involved, or
me involving like a small group of friends? I'm looking at your chart about media and outlet.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know, I may disagree, because I think sometimes we reach, you tell one person or 2 people or 10 people, and then each of those people who adopts whatever worldview you're espousing to them goes and also tells a certain number of people, but you don't think that that's enough to help us achieve adoption rate?
Well, not globally, but it is a good grassroots start effort. I do think it's important. I was curious to hear what you were going to say about the reaching an audience that isn't already into crypto. Do you mean my direct friend group?
Well, that works, but actually what I mean is when we, people like you or me or Ken, when we create content, I'm trying to think of if there's a way to create content that's geared toward other people, that will toward people who aren't in crypto, like create another side audience that will then also see the crypto content.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're talking about content creation, you can absolutely gear and try to get more demographics involved sort of via your portrayals and representation, like what I was saying earlier. That's a completely different conversation in my mind than just getting my friends involved in cryptocurrency and having the word of mouth travel that way. But, there are lots of sectors that have yet to been tackled that do involve sort of mainstream audiences, arts, culture, social spaces that really could. So basically what I'm saying is that we're so small scale right now. Like we're really on a ground floor of an emerging market. There's not a ton of us involved. There are tons of mainstream outlets and platforms and devices that have not yet been utilized when it comes to cryptocurrency. Now, what I specifically examine when it comes to getting outside audiences involved in cryptocurrency and expanding the existing demographic, what I look at is cryptocurrency portrayal over time. So we're talking about television, we're talking about music, we're talking about movies, and just basically getting the word out there. So let's talk about Bitcoin in a mainstream movie that's going to get, you know, a ridiculous amount of views on that level, that's going to have mainstream actors involved, that's going to, you know, be a part of things. Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like I just started talking about that. I'm just still looking at the PowerPoint at this. Yeah, so continue.
So then another idea, and this was from Leah, was to, you know, promote platforms that reward users in cryptocurrency without them having to go and, you know, put money in an exchange account and buy it, or to invest time learning how to mine.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Bitcoin back, people who don't want to buy it. It's a great model in my opinion. I'm on Steemit as well. So I do stuff on Steemit and DTube. I'm a big fan of Lolly. I'm just looking at your PowerPoint. I'm a big fan of Lolly. I think they're really awesome, really honest, doing a lot of really cool stuff in the space right now. I've never heard of Purse.
You know what? So Ken told me about it just last week, I think, and he was saying that his mom uses Purse, that you can, you know, shop for whatever it is that you want on Amazon, and then put that, put that ISBN number into Purse, and then save, you know, 20 or 30% on your purchase by paying in Bitcoin.
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, so it's not the Bitcoin back method, but it is a way that you could save money and get introduced to Bitcoin, to cryptocurrency.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's a cool one. So then this was specifically like, what are we going to do to help the guys in crypto, because there aren't women in crypto? And I'm like, tell our friends that there are a lot of like cute, nice, and single guys in cryptocurrency.
What am I supposed to say about this?
I don't know, just
I don't understand this slide.
Okay,
its entirety.
Okay, it's just an idea for what we could do to help bring more women into crypto, and that was to tell them, hey, there are, you know, single men here. And I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I definitely had a lot of single friends who were always wondering, like, why are there no nice, cute, single guys where I hang out? And I wish that I could time travel and tell them, hang out in cryptocurrency spaces.
I want to say something. That's, you know, I understand where you're coming from in that point, but I would just be careful to generalize in the idea of getting outside demographics involved, that women, that their primary interest in getting involved would be single men. I think it's not entirely inclusive.
Oh, I don't mean that that's the only reason why women could become interested in cryptocurrency. I mean, it could be one selling point for attracting women to the space. I mean, whether you come for the profits that you could make from investing in cryptocurrency, or you come because you think that the, you know, cryptocurrency is the financial revolution, or you come because, you know, you want to meet someone, does it really matter if you stay and contribute to the space?
Yeah, I understand. I would just advise on a general level that women not change their lifestyles to try and make men like them. Like, if you don't like cryptocurrency, don't do it just to make a dude like you.
Okay, so full stop. I respect Rachel as a content creator, and I'm very grateful that she agreed to come on my show. But I have to say that I think she's giving some terrible advice here. Now, nobody should change because they want to be in a relationship with somebody and pretend to be that they're somebody they're not. But relationships, whether they're romantic or friendship, are based on people having things in common. And sometimes you might not know that you like something until you explore it. So I would advise anyone to at least consider their partner's interests before they just dismiss them and say that they don't want to get involved, particularly for people who are interested in starting new relationships. Bonds are formed because people have things in common. Maybe you have things in common with someone that you don't even realize you have in common unless you give it a chance and get to learn about it. So nobody thinks that anybody should change who they are, but exploring who you might be and never knew is something that I would definitely encourage anyone, whether that's cryptocurrency or another shared interest. Now back to the video.
Sure. Yeah, of course. No, nobody is suggesting that anybody should change who they are or what they. And then my last point was that we should, help them. And really, what I really mean by this was like help the. Oops, stop the share. Okay, so what I really meant by that was like help the men who are in crypto to be nice and relatable guys. Because otherwise, we're lying to people when we tell them that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Help the guys. I mean, I would say that the burden of responsibility might fall on the men to be more welcoming to outside demographics to get involved, as they are the current mass majority. But
yeah, absolutely. And I think that is, an issue within cryptocurrency is not everyone, of course, but that there are a lot of people who are not welcoming to women or to anybody who is new and not very knowledgeable about the space. So that was kind of my idea when I first came up with the crypto love line thing, was I was like, we need to help the guys be more approachable.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do you have any ideas for what we can do to do that? I mean, yes, the burden of the responsibility is on them. I'm not suggesting that we're responsible for it. But
I just think focusing on inclusivity and understanding that all people and individuals come with their own skill sets, and that they're different and valuable in their own ways, and just how important that is. That's what I would advise. I would advise all people to take that into consideration. That it's not just we need this tech heavy forefront, we need men, we need women, we need demographic expansion because we need all skill sets here, present, and contributing.
So what are some of the skill sets that you think that we're lacking right now that could really, maybe somebody watching this isn't familiar with cryptocurrency but has a specific skill set that, could be utilized? Could be very useful.
We're lacking representation from all industries. When you want to put it bluntly like that, there are so few of us who are involved in the first place that I wouldn't say that anything is overrun at this point in time. There's no aspect of the industry that couldn't benefit from having more people involved, be that creative, be that tech, be that programming, whatever it may be. You might be a writer, you might be a media personality, you might be someone who's focused on journalism or reporting. There's so many avenues to get involved, merchants, e-commerce, just so many ways that people could be involved in cryptocurrency right now. And it's just about bringing it to the forefront and getting people here.
Okay, so one of your ideas has been to incorporate cryptocurrency into music, right? Because then people hear it repetitively. What are some other, is that something that you've said, or?
It wasn't necessarily an idea, but it is an example of a way that this has been done, a way that it's been mentioned in the media in the past, for sure.
Mm-hmm. So, and then you've also mentioned getting Bitcoin mentioned into mainstream movies with Hollywood celebrities that a lot of people are going to go see. What can we do as a community to help that happen?
That's more up to big media. As a community, what we can do on smaller scale is just provide content that people can, then segue to, when we do start getting big Hollywood mentions and stuff like that, when we do start getting media mentions, when we become prevalent, when we're on the forefront of the news, and people are actually researching Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, let's offer them something that they can actually access. What's the good in them Googling it if they're just going to find all of this really difficult information that they're not going to understand?
Okay, so creating accessible educational content.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What is some advice that you
might have for somebody who's considering buying cryptocurrency for the first time, or really even someone who is just at the beginning of the doing their own research?
I would say just buy some Bitcoin, hold on to it. If you want to do some research, absolutely go online, look into it, try to learn as much as you can. There are accessible materials out there. There are good people who are out here trying to spread the word and help you. You're not alone in it. It's scary.
It is scary. Do you have any favorite resources that you would recommend for people to look at? Because there's a lot of information out there. Like if you just Google Bitcoin, right? There's so much that's going to come up. Do you have a favorite website or media outlet that you would recommend?
It really depends on what you're looking for. Honestly, I like personally social media. I like seeing what people are talking about present and what's going on. I think if you're looking for like educational stuff, like Block Geeks is super cool. What Crypto Chicks is doing is awesome. There's a surplus of right now, because that's what we have such need for, is this educational content. And if you go poke around, you'll find it. You'll find a lot of it.
And there's definitely some bad education, or not bad, but some misinformation out there. So people need to be very careful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess now I could just give you a platform is there anything specifically going on within cryptocurrency that you think might be interesting for an audience that we can talk about right now, that you want to talk about?
Man, I mean, just the idea of adoption and growth over time. I'm just really excited about it. I don't know if I have like a bunch of words on it in this moment, but it's a really good time to get involved in cryptocurrency. It's a really good time to buy Bitcoin. The best time to buy Bitcoin was 10 years ago. The best time to buy Bitcoin is now. So I really do advise just getting out there and making it happen. Reach out to people. People want to help. Make friends in the community. Set up a wallet. Just do it. Just do it. It feels impossible. It's not impossible.
Do you have a favorite wallet that you would recommend?
I use a variety of different wallets. I like Exodus and Trust. Those are good ones. I know, Ledger, Trezor, hardware wallets are all really good. Just like if you're a beginner though, you can buy with Coinbase. People don't keep your Bitcoin on Coinbase. And, I know that the community has issues with KYC and Coinbase and that sort of stuff. But it is really simple. And it's easy and accessible.
Okay. Can you actually just tell us really quickly, because a lot of people don't know what KYC means, and then maybe you could tell us why the community has issues with it?
Basically submitting your identity, and they like privacy. So our community really puts privacy as one of our, top things. We don't want to submit our identity. The entire point is to have people not track our funds, to have to, not disclose this information, that kind of thing. So, I mean, I don't have a ton of information on that. I'll be honest with you. I'm not like a technical specialist. That's not what I talk about at all. If you want to talk more about pop culture and music videos and stuff like that, I can do that. But it's, it's a good time to get involved. Just buy Bitcoin.
Okay.
That's what you should pull from what I said before. It's a good time to get involved and buy Bitcoin.
Okay. Good time to get involved and buy Bitcoin. And can you tell everybody where they can find you on social media if they want to come and follow you, or on the internet if somebody wants to reach out?
Yeah, I am at Crypto Finally, just on all platforms.
Okay, on all platforms. And you have a YouTube channel. And is Crypto Finally also your website?
No, but you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Those are my main platforms.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Rachel, so much. I'm going to quit recording. I'm Nicole. This is Web3 TV. Thanks so much for watching, and stick around.